Carissa.
Couple deep breaths.
Hi.
How you
Deep
doing?
breaths. How are you? Okay. So here we are in the Maldives. We're super stoked. We're at this very special, very unique event.
Yeah.
Did you know you were going to be doing this before the pregnancy?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, so I got invited a few months ago. Way before like the Olympics and before I found out I was pregnant. And so I was already committed. And then I was like, I don't want to like drop out. I'm still going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you decided to still come. Why not? I mean, it's the Maldives, and it's Sultan's, and it's been pumping, so.
Yeah, well, it's actually pretty funny because, yeah, when I was like, oh, yeah, I could totally still surf these waves because they're, like, small and they're going to be friendly. And it's literally been, like, 5 to 6 foot and, like,
and today's going to be
bombing.
even bigger.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. How are you feeling about it? We're riding thrusters instead of twin fins.
Thank goodness we're riding a thruster.
Yeah,
I'm really happy
yeah.
that they mixed that up a little bit because I would have been sliding all over the place on a twin.
Yeah.
But still, like, it's been so interesting, just like the mindset as you get more pregnant and just the apprehension that, like, in those ways, I think I would feel like, oh, totally, like, obviously a little bit of butterflies, but totally fine. But like, where I'm kind of almost second guessing some of my decisions just because things are slower and I don't feel as like connected as I have in the past. So it's been like a little bit of like a change, and I'm trying to embrace it as much as I can.
And how far along are you?
I'll be 15 weeks tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
Which is, she'll
Even
be a
cooler.
pair.
And it's a she.
It is a she.
Oh, shit. Oh my gosh. Very exciting. Going back a little bit, obviously your life has changed quite a bit.
Yeah.
Talk about that. I mean, you used to be hunting world titles. Then you had this past year, which was obviously different. And now you're having this, which is like such a different thing. So how has it been with all the change? Change is difficult.
Change is difficult, and I mean, I'm really trying to just sit with it and be with it, and kind of like it's uncomfortable at times, but just knowing that like, hey, like it happens multiple times in life. Like I feel like we have huge transitions when we graduate high school, and we have sometimes a big change in our 20s when we're like changing our jobs, and 30s when you're starting a family. Like I just feel like these moments are big, but they are essential to our evolution as humans. And I'm really excited about it. There definitely are days where I feel like super great and super confident and I'm like on the right path. And then just some days where it's like, it just feels a little sticky, Yeah. But one thing is like, I know that I love surfing and I can still continue doing what I love, and like nothing's set in stone. So like, I just get to see how I feel like post baby and kind of decide what's next. But in the meantime, it's kind of nice to have a little bit of time to figure out or like do things outside of competing in a jersey that I'm really passionate about. Yeah. So it's cool. And getting to do this with my husband and start a family is something we've really held high in, like the things that are meaningful to us. Yeah. Yeah.
And sorry to bring it back to it, but you mentioned competing in a jersey. Pipe. How was that?
Pipe was hard. Pipe was super hard.
The conditions were just awful.
It was, I mean, finals day kind of erases all that lead up, because
right.
It was beautiful, and the women like put on such an incredible show, a game-changing show for women surfing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Yeah. A part of me was so heartbroken to not be a part of it, especially just since I'd spent months training, and I think like for myself, you try. And any of us, we try so hard and we prepare ourselves the best we can, wanting a certain type of outcome, And I think for myself, I was like, okay, well, like I'd love to finish at home and have a great performance and a good showing. But I think it's just been really humbling just to know, like, hey, life, you want it to look a certain way, but a lot of times it doesn't end up that way. Yeah. And I definitely made peace with it, but it took a little bit of time.
I'm sure.
And yeah, for whatever reason it happened that way, and I'm like, hey, everything happens for a reason. It's pretty cool. Like I've looked back on my life and I'm like, okay, well, hey, that happened, so this could happen, and I could be more prepared for that if I didn't go through that. So in a weird way, I feel like all the losses or the shortcomings have kind of almost prepared me for the transition and just the next phase of life.
Okay.
In a way.
And then sorry to keep on this, but the Olympics. When you came in from that heat against Joanne, you had the whole beach crying. You came up to us journalists. You made that speech. I think one woman asked you that question. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
And literally, I've never cried harder in my life. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever heard.
Thanks.
Don't make me cry. The whole beach was standing ovation. Your husband was there. There's that photo of you and your husband embracing each other. It's one of the most beautiful moments.
Thanks for feeling it with me. I appreciate it.
It was one of the most beautiful moments in surfing I've ever seen. And you lost. and that's the funny thing, you know.
Oh, thank you.
So if you could talk, if you don't want to talk about that anymore at all, go, no problem. But that was just what was going through your head.
No, I guess it was so crazy because I obviously was like so bummed. Like I just was like, oh my gosh, that's the end. Like I trained for months. Like I had said in the speech, I left the tour really like diving full headfirst into this dream of, okay, this is like trying to go for another Olympic gold, and this is like where I want to kind of finish this chapter of my career. And I just came in and like all I wanted to do was like run and hide and cry. But then I was also like, hey, this is like maybe like my last big moment to say something. Like this is a moment to like share my love and share my positivity, or hopefully relate to someone else who is going through one of the same things. You know, like this is a moment. And I'm just really grateful that I had an opportunity to speak to you guys and that you guys were so kind and beautiful in the way that you helped me share my story. So really, really grateful.
It was honestly, I am still so emotional about it. It was beautiful.
Thank you.
And you were pregnant at the time. Was that, obviously it was a secret.
Yeah.
And you knew.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I knew.
How did that go? What did your doctor say? What are they saying? Are you like, I don't know these things. What is it allowed?
No, it is allowed, and it was actually so funny because yesterday before I surfed, I actually texted my doctor and I was like, "Hey, is there anything I can do to hurt the baby right now?" He's like, "No, you're okay unless you like fall face first or stomach first into the sand or the reef. You're okay." So I was like, "All right, let's go." But yeah, going into the Olympics, he was like, "Yeah, baby's safe. Go for it. It's still in a very safe spot in your body, so you're good." And obviously, like, there's just so many things that are happening to your body in the first trimester, just like being sick and tired and emotional, like just wanting to cry at random moments. But I knew all that going in, and I was just like, "Hey, I gotta just put my head down and get it done," you know. And I think maybe that's why. It's crazy because obviously it maybe came a little sooner than we thought.
Yeah.
But I look at it as such a beautiful timing because it helped me really in that moment to see the bigger picture. It was like, hey, like, yes, this sucked, and I put everything I had into it. But look at this beautiful next thing that I get to focus my energy on, you know, and I get to bring a life into this world. And so it's been such a nice thing to kind of put my heart into.
Gotcha. And so getting barreled still here in the Maldives, is that still medically advised?
I think we're okay.
Yeah.
And you know, part of me, I think just coming here, regardless of what happens, obviously I was like so sad to just not make my heat yesterday, but I was like, I feel like this is a bit uncharted territory. I mean, I watched like Bethany Hamilton and Kelia Moniz and stuff surf pretty late into their pregnancies, which has been a huge inspiration for me. But I just want to keep encouraging women to do, like, you can do it all. Like, but I am definitely getting to that point where things are getting harder.
Okay. And you mentioned your husband, Luke, as well.
Yeah.
I mean, how supportive, what's he been like for you during this journey?
My husband has been like literally an angel.
Yeah.
I do not know, how people do it without a supportive spouse or partner, and it makes me super grateful. You know, he's like my shoulder to lean on and cry on when I'm just having those emotional breakdowns, or if I'm feeling insecure about my body changes. He's always there to tell me I look beautiful. And he's just like, hey, like, babe, this is this isn't the end of who you are. This is just you getting another dimension. So he's been awesome, and I'm just, it's fun. It's going to be really fun. We get to do all the things we love to do, but with a mini.
Yeah.
At some
and
point.
Speaking of which, when the baby finally comes, are you going to push them, he or her, to surf is the big question. Obviously, I would say yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think, yeah, we're definitely going to get them in the water.
Yeah.
I mean, the lifestyle of just like going to the beach every day, and it's just something about it that changed my world. It's been the greatest gift my parents could have given me. So I hope to share that with our kids. If they want to be competitive or not, I mean, that's up to them. Maybe I'll give them a little push. But I was even thinking like how cool, like, our daughter gets to grow up with like John's son and Kelly's son. Like, they're gonna be in that like era. It's so funny.
And it was like you guys too. Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
I know, it's crazy.
So with competitive surfing, I mean, are you fully done? Are you gonna do specialty events like this? Or are you just are you not thinking about it?
I think I'm just trying to be as present as possible, but I don't know, like there's a part of me that's like, I'd like to see if I could do it again, but I don't want to like put any pressure on myself. Literally just got out of it, and I'm like, I just want to give myself some time. But I wouldn't mind getting invited back to the Four Seasons to do this event, that's for sure.
Me neither. This is
like
this
a
is
dream.
Insane. Yeah. And besides competition and pregnancy, you just recently joined us with the most recent issue of Surfer and the resurgence of it. Thank you so much for that.
Thanks for including me. Congratulations.
Honestly, that was such an honor to have you in there. And what do you think about, obviously online's big, social media is big, but print's like, vinyl. What do you think about print these days?
Well, if anyone knows me, they know that I have a deep love for scrapbooking. So I love the tangible. Like, I love photos. I love the written word. I love writing letters. And so a magazine is so much all of that. And so I'm a huge fan, and I really hope that Surfer in print is here to stay. And for me, it was like my Bible growing up. Like, I would always look forward to the next issue, looking to see who's the next girl in there. Like, that was our way to keep up with what was going on, and it was really a huge source of inspiration for me. So to see it back in print is just and to hold it, and that's forever. I don't know, in Instagram and social media, it's like, the next day it's like it's into the web world or whatever and disappears. But then that can sit on a table forever.
Yeah. And we have Kelly and you, and couldn't ask for two better people. And so what's next for Carissa Moore, besides the baby, besides this contest, besides the magazine coming out? What's any idea? Or just relaxing?
Well, after this, I actually have a lot planned with my charitable foundation, More Aloha, in the next couple months. So I'm really looking forward to expanding and our programs and kind of putting more of my time into that and growing our team. And so that's something I think as I'm baking, I can do that and just, trying to stay as healthy and fit as possible as I go through this pregnancy. And try to surf and catch waves and enjoy myself. And I just want to hopefully continue being a positive force, and we'll see I don't know how we're going to do it, but
all right, Riz, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Of course.